And you may think that you've got it figured out, or that you've made the job work for you, is one I hear all the time. But the reality is, you're just one computer screen, one glance, one check-in, one fit for duty test away from losing your job, and that's no way to exist.
The facts, dates, and events presented in this video are from the member's best recollection and may not be fully accurate. This video is intended for entertainment purposes only. Always consult with your local union about your rights and duties at your workplace. The opinions shared on this video are our own and do not necessarily represent my employer's positions, strategies, or opinions. All views shared are protected under the National Labor Relations Act.
What is going on, everybody? So today I have Norm, business agent out of local 623 in Philadelphia, Super Bowl winners. Appreciate you, Norm. He was the one that won the Super Bowl. We're going to throw it on him. And Richard Hooker may not be happy about that, but hey, and we have Greg Kerwood out of Local 25 in Boston. And so we're going to be covering low-hanging fruit. You know, right now we can see it. Anybody can see it that's working for this company, how the discipline's just rising. The tempo seems a bit different. You know, people are going out with more work. More people are being laid off, and it's causing all sorts of chaos and havoc. And we're going to throw some tips and tricks your way to help you out through these times. So the number one thing, and I've talked to a lot of people across the country, and I always ask them, you know, what are you guys seeing right now? The number one thing I'm seeing right now, and most everywhere, is attendance. It seems like the company is taking this hard-nosed line on attendance. Now, I'm just going to ask Norm first. With attendance, have you been seeing an uptick on the company going after people for attendance right now?
They're coming after attendance hard. That's one of the easiest things. That's one of the hardest things to defend against. If you're going to be out, get a doctor's note. If you're going to be out for a couple of days, apply for short-term disability and call the Hartford or whatever insurance company you have. Apply for FMLA. That's one of the easiest things that the company can jam you on, and that's one of the main things that we have control of.
Same thing. The company's coming after anybody who's burned their days, is getting disciplined if they call out. Anybody who's late is being threatened with being sent home. To add to what Norm said, FMLA is there. Intermittent FMLA is there. If you're having some kind of issue that's, happening on a regular basis, caring for a family member or whatever it is, you got to call the Hartford, file for FMLA, and get yourself covered. And then the other thing I would add to that, is you got to communicate. You got to talk to your stewards. There's nothing worse than somebody calling out and then showing up a week later, and the company's coming after them full bore, and you had no idea they were still out. What's going on? They didn't show up. They didn't know they needed a doctor's note. They didn't do anything because they didn't communicate. It's like, if you're having a situation, yes, it's your personal business, but it's very difficult for stewards and agents to help you if we don't know what's going on until after it's already.
Exactly. And the thing I'll add to this whole attendance thing is attendance is very black and white. You're either on time or you're not. You either are at work or not. And it's very easy for management to see what's going on because it shows up on the reports, so they know who's getting a write-up. And it seems like across the board, they don't care who it is or what. You're going to get written up if you're late, and you're going to get written up if you're just simply not there and you're out of days to get off. So it's not, I've never seen it, at least over where we're at right now, where it's been upticked this high, where it's very, very vigilant. And I'm worried if the company keeps taking the stance where we're going to be at 6 months from now, because I think everybody has members in their building that are consistently late or consistently trying to get off work. And I'm going to tell you right now, if you're one of those people, you may want to rethink how you do things moving forward. Now, Norm, I'm going to ask you about this. What about other low-hanging fruit that management can nab some of our members on?
One thing that comes to mind, and this just came to me this week, if you have any hobbies, I'll call it off the job, and management may know about it. I don't want to get too specific. If you, the rule of thumb has always been, since I started at UPS in '94, whatever you do off the job, stop doing it 4 hours before you have to report. Now, management's coming for everything. If you're going to fall into a situation where you may get a fit for duty, stop. don't do it, because all it takes is two management people to say, hey, I think this person is under the influence of whatever. And you may not look like anything, smell like anything, or exhibit any behavior, but you're going to get a fit for duty test. You may have done something a week before, and if it's still in your system, they're going to burn you.
Yeah, absolutely. He's not wrong on that one. Greg, as far as low hanging fruit, what are you seeing over in Boston right now?
They're definitely cracking down on scans, packages. They know what's coming into the building, what gets scanned, what doesn't get scanned, auditing trucks, recording lunches and breaks. Anything that's easy, they can pick up on sitting in the chair in the office. Somebody taking too much time in one location. On-call pickups has been a big one. You get an on-call pickup and you're not there on time. That's been popping hot lately. But just all this stuff that, it's just easy for them to do. Like you said, they don't have to do a whole lot of investigating for a lot of those things. They just have to hop on your truck when you get back to the building.
And I was talking to one of the business agents out west, and he was telling me the issue they're having a lot out there as of recently is people going home on their lunch break and not properly recording their lunchtime. And the thing you gotta understand is that management can see if you're consistently going in like a routine, and what they'll do is they'll follow you out there and get it on video, whatever, of you doing something that's considered a dishonest act, or and get you in a bind. So just keep that in mind. Talk to your business agent. I know that like the whole breaking trace and clocking out for lunch and all that it seems to be different everywhere. I'm going to tell you right now, talk to your business agent if you are clocking out incorrectly, or you're questioning yourself, hey, am I clocking out incorrectly? Talk to them to make sure you're doing everything correctly, so you don't get stuck in a jam like that, because right now out west, there's some people that are completely out of job over this, and I just don't want to see it happen to anybody else. All right, so with that being all said, some people watching this right now may be a little fearful, worried that they're walking on eggshells. They could be walked out at any given moment. Greg, seems like you've been through quite a number in the past, and you've seen it all before. I mean, is this something to be really absolutely terrified about?
No, I wouldn't say terrified. If you're doing things you shouldn't be doing, you should definitely stop. But at the end of the day, this is pretty simple. You show up to work on time, as scheduled, in uniform, ready to work. You follow the methods. You do things correctly. You take your lunches, your breaks when you're supposed to, and you work safely to the best of your ability. And it's really that simple. And if you do that, it's incredibly difficult for the company to discipline you to the point of suspension or termination, because it wouldn't follow just cause. But if you're doing things out there that you shouldn't be doing, you're making it easy for them. As we say, you're putting the bullets in the gun, and you may think that you've got it figured out, or that you've made the job work for you, is one I hear all the time. But the reality is, you're just one computer screen, one glance, one check-in, one fit for duty test away from losing your job, and that's no way to exist in my book. So figure it out, follow the methods, do things right, and protect yourself.
Absolutely. And getting into that, we're talking about CYA. Norm, is there anything you can help out these members out when it comes to CYA?
Yeah. If you've been at UPS any amount of time, half the things they say and do don't make sense, but they have their methods. Follow their methods. We get paid an excellent wage to follow their methods. Nothing says you have to finish loading your truck. Nothing says you even have to finish your route. You do have to give a fair day's work for a fair day's pay. If you're running a route and you have Orion or whatever tracking software to use, and you have a package for one house on this street, and then directly across the street is another package you have for, but your diet says you don't deliver that till later in the day, follow what they are telling you to do. As long as you make it work for UPS, it will hurt you in the end, because you're going to miss something, or you're going to make a mistake, and what UPS is going to point to is you didn't follow our methods. Do exactly what they say, no matter how much it doesn't make sense. Work your hours, make sure you keep an eye on your DOT hours, and just protect yourself. You can't make it make sense for them. You have to make sense for you. Follow their methods, get your money, go home safely every day.
Awesome. And if you have not done so already, follow 63 Lives Matter, Facebook, Instagram, all social medias, and Greg Kerwood. We're gonna have people follow which one? Which one today?
Let's go 401k today.
401k. The Teamster UPS 401k Facebook group. I get it. Did I get it right?
Close enough.
All right, close enough. It's only been a couple of years, 3 years maybe, I guess. By the way, we're about to hit 5,000 subscribers. Appreciate that.
Nice.
So, shout outs. Norm, shout outs. Who do you want to shout out today?
I want to shout out everybody. I know it's a lot going on in the world. Just remember, while we are in this labor movement, is to protect one another, to protect our way of life, and to make sure that we can retire with dignity and take care of our families.
Oh, that's awesome. Greg, shout outs. Who are you going to shout out? Hey, did you make it out to Airgas? That's the first question.
I made it out to Airgas. I did. They actually settled their contract yesterday. So shout out to them for standing strong and sticking to their guns. And I got a big shout out. It's going to go to our brothers and sisters at Stop and Shop. We have a warehouse and drivers basically that run everything to all the stores in New England. The company is coming hard. It's a multinational corporation that owns Stop and Shop. They're coming hard to get them out of our healthcare and out of our pension. That's a non-starter for us. So we've got the UFCW that represents the store workers on our team. We've had support from other unions already, but this is going to be a war. This is going to be a war. And every company in New England and elsewhere is going to watch and take notes and see how this plays out. Because if they can get them out of the pension and healthcare at Stop and Shop, they'll be coming for us next. Don't you worry. So you'll be hearing more about that from me, I'm sure, over the coming months, but this is going to be a full-blown battle. Absolutely.
All right. Appreciate you, Greg. And we'll definitely keep everybody posted on what's going on. And listen, I know a lot of people are working a lot of hours, or they're running into the issue being in layoffs and stuff. I mean, we're in February right now. Usually this volume starts picking up again during the summer months, and just sit tight. I personally, I don't know. I don't think it's going to be lasting. I mean, a month, 2 months, but I've seen the company do crazy things before in the past. So, but that's all I got, everybody. Love you, and I'll see you next time.